Hello there, fellows. My name is Arthur, and I'm here to talk to you about E3 2019 and my opinions on what I thought about E3 2019. At least on what's been shown so far. As of the time I'm filming this right now, E3 is not over yet. But, I mean, most of the big press conferences are over, so I'm just going to give out my opinion on some of them. Anyways, I'm going to go through them one at a time. So, Xbox. The Xbox Direct in E3 2019 showed off Halo Infinite, a little trailer for Halo Infinite. And in all honesty, I never played any of the Halo games, but I always kind of wanted to play a Halo game. It's like I always saw like Master Chief in Halo 1, 2, and 3 and all that, thinking, man, the guy looks so cool. Wish I could play some Halo. And seeing I did get to play the multiplayer mode sometimes with some of my friends. So, I'm not completely abstained from Halo. I've played some Halo before. But the thing is though, Halo Infinite just hyped me up so much when I saw it, especially when the guy like wipes the freaking screen and then the song just goes dun dun dun. Yeah, that was epic right there. Anyways though, yeah, I might actually, I don't know. I mean, I've never actually owned an Xbox One, but I might just for the purpose of playing Halo Infinite. But I do hear that the Master Chief Collection is coming onto Steam, and I have Steam, so I'm actually really looking forward to being able to play the first 3 Halo games soon. Anyways, what else did Xbox have? They also had Cyberpunk 2077, and they showed off a trailer which ended with Keanu Reeves, and basically everybody's going crazy over that. And the thing is, Keanu Reeves even showed up on stage in the E3, so it was like, wow, that's so cool. He was very fun to watch, and he had lots of funny things. People are making memes about him on Twitter right now like crazy. Then, other than that though, I didn't really have much interest in other stuff in the Xbox conference. I mean, there's Death Stranding. I think, was that Xbox or was that the PlayStation one? Honestly, I didn't actually look at the PlayStation one. Even though I own a PS4, I had zero interest when I knew that they wouldn't be showing off any Spider-Man stuff or any new God of War stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not interested in the PlayStation part. Square Enix. I didn't bother looking at a lot of their stuff, but I saw the Avengers game and I was like, ooh. So this Avengers game was is being made by Square Enix, and the thing is, when I first saw the first trailer came out before Infinity War came out, before I don't know, back in 2017 or something, 2016? I don't know, it came out a while ago. The thing is, it took forever to get any news about that game because it was just like, hey, we're making an Avengers game, and then silence. And now that Avengers Endgame happened, it's like, I kind of feel though, I'll get back to this topic, but I kind of feel like the story inside of the new Avengers game is almost like, it's almost like they're like, oh hey, Avengers Endgame has the story, I guess we'll just make our game like similar, not as big as Endgame, but sort of like Endgame. I don't know, the story feels a little bit like Endgame. So what happens in the game, at least from what I see in the trailer, is that apparently someday the Avengers are teaming up to deal with something. And then eventually the whole city is hijacked or something like that. And then it looks like Captain America dies. Although I seriously doubt that Captain America is dead. Also, might I add that Captain America looks so chunky inside of this game? He looks so chunky. Compared to Chris Evans, from the movie, who looks so lean and muscular. I get it might just be his suit, but he looks so fat. He looks fat for some reason. Not obese fat, but he looks like he has some extra weight. And Captain America is not a character with extra weight. But I digress. Tony Stark looks alright in the game. He looks like Jesus Christ, actually. Hulk looks alright in the game. Actually, Black Widow looks good. Where's Hawkeye? I remember actually the press conference for this part. The Avengers thing is the only thing I saw from the Square Enix one, because it was the only thing I cared about. But anyways, the thing is, they were just like, hey, everybody in the audience was like, where's Hawkeye? Where's Hawkeye? And then the guy's like, oh, there will be more characters to be shown off later. So yeah, I was interested in it because I thought Oh hey, so the Spider-Man PS4 game. Will there be like a Marvel game universe similar to the way there's a Marvel cinematic universe? Because like the thing is, I would actually think it would be really cool if this Avengers group lived in the same universe that the Spider-Man from the PS4 game lived in, and maybe I could even get to see the PS4 Spider-Man in action a little more, maybe even get to play as him. But what will really sell me on this game, well, will really just be the fact that it would be in like an open world game similar to the Spider-Man game, where you can get to play as each character. Honestly, I think it would be really cool being able to play as Iron Man and Hulk and just like run around the city and stuff, you know? And like, the thing is, since it's Avengers, obviously you're going to be playing as multiple characters. So I'd say the closest thing to that we have already is Lego Marvel Superheroes, and that was fun. That's a fun game, but traversing the overworld in that game isn't really as good as, you know, Spider-Man PS4 was, for example. So I'd say probably the best character to play as in that game was Iron Man, because he could get to fly around and stuff, and pretty much any flying character really. Anyway, the point I'm trying to say is make sure that the open world is nice and satisfying to like exist in, like how Spider-Man PS4 did. Didn't see much of the Sony conference. I don't actually know what Sony's doing. Here, let me check it out. Okay, so this is so hilarious. I just looked it up, and Sony didn't have a press conference at E3. In fact, they don't really have much of a presence at E3 other than like some game demos set up there or something like that. But I mean, as I was reading the article, I just remembered actually that the Final Fantasy VII remake had some new trailer up for it. Honestly, I'm not that big of a Final Fantasy fan of myself. I never really like. I played Final Fantasy III on the SNES Mini because I own one, and honestly, I played the first 2 hours of that, and then I was like, this game is boring, and so I just stopped playing it. And so, I mean, I guess Final Fantasy VII is a very different game, and I've seen the different Final Fantasy games in action, and I can tell that each of them are definitely like have different tones and stuff like that. I don't really I mean, I guess I do have some sort of interest in Final Fantasy VII, the Final Fantasy VII remake, because, you know, Final Fantasy VII was the only Final Fantasy game I actually ever really wanted to play. And, well, now the original version is on the Switch. But, I mean, you know, the remake's also coming out. And the remake already looks like a very different game, gameplay-wise, from the original game. But, the thing is, I never played Final Fantasy VII. I said it's on the Switch, but I don't have it on my Switch. And I never really bothered like trying to buy it. I do have it on my Steam wish list though. I wonder if I did buy it on Steam. I don't know. I buy so many games on Steam, I end up forgetting which games I have. Sony had no presence, so yeah, that's kind of lame. But you want to know what's lamer? I think the fact that they're revealing the PS5. Like they revealed the PS5 a few weeks earlier. I'm like, why are you revealing the PS5? Don't reveal the PS5. I don't want to buy the PS5 so I can play Spider-Man 2. Like, I keep obsessing about the Spider-Man PS4 game because it's so good. I want to continue the story. I want to play the sequel. But if it's put on the PS5, I'm gonna have to drop a bunch of money just to buy Spider-Man 2. Oh yeah, and what about God of War? God of War is another example of a really great PS4 game. Am I gonna have to buy another console to continue the story that happens in that God of War game? Yeah, so I didn't really have much to think about the Xbox stuff. I'm interested. I'm looking forward to the Cyberpunk 2077. Honestly, I've always kind of had lots of high hopes for that game, and probably gonna buy it. Not day one, maybe, I don't know. And as for Halo Infinite, if it ends up on PC, maybe I'll play it. But I'm not gonna buy an Xbox One to play Halo Infinite. Let's see here. What else? Okay. So Nintendo. I saved this for last, because there's a lot of stuff that Nintendo revealed. And also in general, I'm probably the biggest, like out of the three companies, I'm probably the biggest Nintendo fan. And I'm either a Nintendo or PlayStation fan, but there's no PlayStation, so it's basically all Nintendo for me. So my experience with the Nintendo E3, the way our Nintendo usually deals with E3s is that they have a Nintendo Direct. And Nintendo Directs, in case if you have been living under a cultural rock or like a video game under an anti-video game rock, you'll know that Nintendo basically does these directs that basically just kind of tells you news about what they're making and the new games that they're making and stuff like that. And usually the E3 directs have like lots of really big announcements and stuff, and like lots of big revelations and stuff. So that's why Nintendo directs around this time of year are usually like at the peak. But usually, anyways though, so they open up the direct. My experience, so they have a live stream of it, of the live stream of the direct, and the thing is, it was 9 a.m. where I was, where the live stream would start. And the problem was, I was keeping track of the time, but then I was like, oh crap, it's 9:03. The direct has started. So I opened it up, and then I saw that the hero from Dragon Quest was in Smash Bros. And I turned it off, cause I needed to make my banjo tears just fall out. I was like, no, banjo-kazooie's not in the game, guys. No. So anyways, I recovered myself. And I decided to watch the hero trailer. And you know what? I'm not a big Dragon Quest fan, but the hero looks actually pretty cool and fun to play with. And the trailer for it also looks really sick. They got this Darkon, like this World of Light cutscene, which honestly should have been in the game. There should have been some cutscenes that happen inside of the World of Light game that more than just freaking looking at the sky and seeing lights flash around. That's pretty much what the cutscenes in World of Light are. But anyways though, it was so cool to see Link fight the shadow versions of the other fighters, and to see the heroes like of Dragon Quest like team up, and seeing that little slime just go like whoa. But anyways though, yeah, the Dragon Quest guys are coming in the summer, which is this summer. So I'm hyped for them, honestly. I don't understand people who like don't buy DLCs of certain characters. Like, if I don't like a character, I'm still gonna buy the DLC, because I know that if I'm gonna have friends over, they're gonna be like, oh hey, did you get all the characters? And then they'll be like, oh hey, look, you got the DLC character. Like with Joker, I was always kind of interested in Persona. I always said, you always hear that I'm not interested in like Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, but Persona 5 specifically was a game that interested me for a while actually. So when I saw Joker get into Smash, I was like, ooh, this looks like a good idea. This looks like a good idea. So I pretty much, as soon as I saw that they were announcing Joker, I just went to the GameStop and bought myself an eShop card just so I could be able to buy Joker as soon as he came out. But anyways, I digress. I digress from that real quick. Anyways, though, so yeah, the hero from Dragon Quest, as I'm gonna call him, it looks cool. I like it. It's got the artwork of Akira Toriyama, who does the same artwork for Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball series in general. So, you know, it's actually kind of cool. You get to see like the Dragon Ball art style, sort of. Like, that's what I always call it. It's Akira Toriyama's art, but I call it Dragon Ball art style, because I watched Dragon Ball when I was younger. So to me, that's what it is. Anyways, yeah, it's so cool to see it. Seeing Android 17 with that sword, and to see like, you know, Goku with the sword and shield. I think it's cool that they have a shield too. It's another shield fighter. Anyways, so they also showed off Luigi's Mansion 3. I didn't play any of the other Luigi's Mansion games. I didn't own a GameCube. I don't own a 3DS, so I wasn't able to own Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube. I wasn't able to own Luigi's Mansion 2 when it was on the 3DS, and then they they decided to remake Luigi's Mansion 1, but then they put it on the 3DS. And so now it's like Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2 are on the 3DS, and now the third game is on the Switch. That makes no sense to me. I don't know. It's just me. This is definitely nothing worth complaining about. This is just a very basic thing. It's just me. I didn't buy a 3DS, so I don't have Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2, and you know what? I'm fine, whatever. And normally I don't buy games when I don't have their like other games in the series, but you know, I think this might be an exception, because Luigi's Mansion 3 actually has like Mario and Peach show up and like in the trailer. And so, you know, that actually interests me. I also think the hotel setting also looks really cool. It reminds me of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror from Disneyland, California. Anyways, Yeah, it looks like a fun game, and he even has that little plunger move that he uses from Smash Bros. Meaning that Luigi's Mansion 3 is actually like they were basically coming up with the idea of the whole plunger poltergust like idea before like during Smash Bros or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I might get Luigi's Mansion 3. It's a game I might. It's a low level hype game. Anyways, as I was watching the Direct, I was constantly holding out for Bayonetta 3. I was just like, oh man, Bayonetta 3 better show up. Anyways, though, so a lot of these anime games showed up. This game called Astral Chain showed up, and they had this really long trailer, and I was like, oh my god, why is this so long? But anyways, as I was watching it, I was joking to myself. I was like, oh, Astral Chain is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I can't wait to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, man. And then it turns out it's another game. And I'm like, oh, okay, alright, cool. My brother's interested in it, so yeah, it's alright. In general, I wasn't really satisfied or wanted to get any of the games that showed up. Although Dragon Quest 9, yeah, Dragon Quest 11. Yeah, Dragon Quest 11 showed up inside of the freaking Direct, and I was like, oh, this looks like a fun game actually. It even has the hero from Smash Bros, like the default skin. So you know what? This might be an interesting companion to downloading the hero in Smash Bros. But anyways, though, yeah. So I was pretty much like. I kind of watched the Direct like with this feeling of like, oh man, what if Bayonetta 3 is revealed, or what if Breath of the Wild 2 is revealed? Which I'll get to in a second. Anyways though, so yeah, at one point they show off this game. Oh yeah, after Astral Chain, they showed the Platinum Game logo, and then they immediately cut to a trailer for another game. And it shows bullets on the ground. I'm like, bullets on the ground? Platinum Games? The thing is, it didn't click into my head this is a new trailer for a different game that was being shown off. And the thing is, like the bullets on the ground, it had alcohol, it had cards. I was like, oh, this is Bayonetta 3. This is Bayonetta 3 right here. And so there's going to be like a casino deal inside of Bayonetta 3 or something. And then all of a sudden, I see this gangster with a Tommy gun. And I'm like, is that Al Capone? And then it turns out it's a freaking strategy like gangster game and it's called Empire of Sin. And I'm like, this isn't Bayonetta 3. You did me wrong. Oh yeah, No More Heroes 3 was shown off. I'm not a No More Heroes fan, so I wasn't hyped for it or anything. Resident Evil showed up. There were actually lots of ports for already existing games being shown off in the Direct, which is alright, it's cool. But I own some of these games. I own Ni no Kuni, which was shown off. I own Witcher 3, which I was surprised. Why is Witcher 3 on the Switch? How is it going to run on the Switch? It's going to be nerfed like heck. But I mean, Witcher 3 is still a really good game, so I mean, props to them. Witcher 3 is definitely a good game for people who don't own it, but I own it on PS4. You've been seeing, if you even scroll through my YouTube channel, you can see that I have some Witcher 3 videos up. But anyways, I digress from Witcher 3. Yeah, just some other games showed up. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games looks alright. I own one game, and it's the first Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, the 2008 one. I was like, okay, well, that was actually the first game that introduced me to Mario. Because at the time, I knew Sonic, but I didn't know Mario. Anyways, yeah, this new Mario and Sonic Olympic game, it looks alright. It looks good. I like all the new mini games and stuff. Like, I haven't been playing any of the other games up to this point. So it's like, I've been seeing all the horse racing, all of the soccer games and stuff up to this point. I'm like, oh, look, they added more characters and stuff. But I never really wanted to buy a new Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games game. But this time around, I'm actually a little bit more enthusiastic about it. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games actually looks alright. And I think I might get it. Maybe. It's like above Luigi's Mansion 3 on my hype list for now. Animal Crossing. So Animal Crossing showed up. I didn't play any of the Animal Crossing games, but I was always fascinated by Animal Crossing and what would be shown off inside of Animal Crossing. I'm like, oh, what would happen in this game and stuff like that. But they always came out on the 3DS, and then when the game came out on the Wii U, it was Amiibo Festival, and I was like, you know what? I'm not getting this game because everybody says it sucks. So I didn't buy Amiibo Festival. Anyways, so this new game is basically Lost, the video game. Like, you know, the TV show Lost? It's basically that, except if they voluntarily went to the island. Like, it sounds like the beginning of the game is basically like, hey, you want to go to the deserted island? Like, yeah, just do it. And like, there's people living on this deserted island. What? Do they know what a deserted island is? A deserted island is an island where nobody is. Like, no, like, villages are or something like that. Like, it feels like there's a civilization here already. Also, I felt like bringing this up. There's a brief moment where the song sounds like something from Skyward Sword. I don't know. I just felt like bringing that up. Anyways, Dark Crystal RPG for Switch, baby. Dark Crystal, you know, that old freaky movie. Crazy as fuck. Animal Crossing New Horizons, that's what it's called. Actually looks like a really interesting game, and I'll definitely get it when it comes out. It's one of those must-buys for me. But, yeah, Animal Crossing looks alright. I mean, I never was a committed Animal Crossing fan like those diehard guys that are just like, rah, show me an Animal Crossing in a direct. Where's Pikmin? There's no Pikmin game. There's no Pikmin 4. Rest in peace, Pikmin, guys. Damn. Anyways, so basically when I was watching the direct, I was kind of just like disappointed with lots of stuff that just showed up. I was like, oh, yeah, this isn't Bayonetta 3. This isn't what I wanted, and stuff like that. I mean, with the Smash reveal, I was alright with it. I was chill with it, really. But that was pretty much the only thing I was really excited for. And then Animal Crossing happened. I was like, oh, this looks good. This looks good. This looks alright. But it's like a lot of alright things. It's nothing amazing. And then like they're like, okay, so and so then at the end they show off like all of a sudden a Smash trailer shows up. I'm like, what? Why is a Smash trailer showing up? It's actually literally showing like the same stuff that the King K. Rool trailer did, where it shows like the heroes fighting their villains. And I'm like, wait, so they're adding a new villain for DLC? So they show King K. Rool and Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong hanging out inside of the house. And they wake up, and I'm like, oh, so are they putting the walrus from Tropical Freeze into the game? Is that guy gonna show up? That would actually be pretty cool if he was another heavyweight in the game. And then all of a sudden, I see like a golden puzzle piece fly across the floor. And at that moment, I lost my fucking shit. When I saw that shit, I was like, what? Did I fucking see that? Did I see that correctly? And so then they show like King K. Rool, Donkey Kong, and Diddy Kong. Show them like stuff their faces against the window. And then they look out and you see the silhouette of a bird like spreading its wings. I'm like, is that Kazooie? Is that Kazooie's wings? Is that Banjo? And it shows the silhouette of Banjo-Kazooie. And then Duck Hunt shows up and it's just like laughing. And in all honesty, I kind of knew that Banjo was actually confirmed, like when I saw his silhouette, because they're basically just like doing the same exact thing the K. Rool trailer did. But it was almost a little bit more believable to me that they would just cock tease us like that. Like, cause especially since I was cock teased with my Bayonetta 3 stuff, I was like, oh damn it, there's no Bayonetta 3 news or anything. God damn it, you freaking fools. But anyways, I digress from that. I was like, when I saw Duck Hunt laughing, I was like, God damn it, you stupid fucking dog. Get away from me, you stupid laughing. And then all of a sudden Banjo comes out of the sky, fucking whacks Duck Hunt on the head, and then bam, Banjo is raring to go, and then you see the fucking trailer and you see all the moves that he can do and stuff. And I'm like, wow, yes, Banjo-Kazooie is in Smash Bros. Now, I want to say something. I didn't play any of the Banjo-Kazooie games. I didn't play the N64 game. I didn't play Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie. I didn't play any of those games. I didn't even play Nuts and Bolts either. I didn't play anything with Banjo-Kazooie, but I was still hyped to see this. It was like, the thing is, I didn't play Crash Bandicoot when I was younger, but I was hyped to see the Insane Trilogy come out. So this is the similar energy that's going on here, where I'm just like, wow, yes, I get to experience a character that I didn't get to experience before. And so, as a result, I think this is something that I've been surrounded by Banjo lovers, like, like on Twitter, like crazy. People were going like, "Oh man, Banjo's not gonna be in Smash. Prepare for inevitable disappointment. Let's just hope to see that he gets revealed tomorrow." And like, basically everybody kept on posting these freaking Infinity War memes, and I'm like, "Oh man, why are you guys doing this? You guys are seriously hyping up this thing." And then bam, this 1 in 14,605 chance of Banjo getting in happens, and the whole internet collectively loses its shit. The racism wars between the Dragon Quest fans and the banjo-kazooie fans is solved, and Steve is freaking dead. Like, there's 2 more DLC slots, and for a while, I know that this is a meme going around, but people like joke about Steve getting into Smash Bros. And the thing is, I always thought it was alright for Steve to get into Smash Bros. I was like, yeah, Steve from Minecraft? Minecraft Steve would totally work in Smash Bros. And then and then of course now after that I'm seeing all of these memes about Steve getting like in a grave, and then Banjo and the hero are like high-fiving and stuff like that. It's funny. It's honestly really funny to me. But anyways, yeah, I was so happy to see Banjo. He's confirmed for fall, so we have to wait a while, but Nintendo fans wait a long time, so I'm glad to see Banjo in it. And even in that time, I'll still have the hero to play as, so that'll be cool. Anyways, so then the guy who's doing the direct is like, "Hey, we have one more thing to do. We have one more thing to show you." And so then I'm like, well, what's this last thing gonna be? Breath of the Wild 2? It's not gonna be that. And then bam, it was fucking Breath of the Wild 2. They were like, hey, they literally just show off a trailer of this dark cave with this unnerving, creepy music. When I was watching it, my fucking nipples were hard. But anyways, there were these when I saw the Malice, as soon as I saw the Malice, I was like, wait, this is fucking Breath of the Wild 2. And then I saw Link and Zelda with the torches and their horses. I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. And so then they show the fucking zombie Ganon or whatever it is. I'm thinking it's zombie Ganon. And then and then it shows Hyrule Castle being lifted into the sky. And then it literally says Breath of the Wild 2 is in development. The sequel to Breath of the Wild is in development. They're literally just like, yeah, we don't have a tile for this, but we're making it, guys. The sequel is being made right now. And honestly, that made E3 for me. I was like, hell yes. We got the hero, Banjo, and freaking Breath of the Wild 2. Those were like the big things for me. Now, for me, in my opinion, those were the big things. There are big things for everybody, pretty much. But overall, I kind of like... Oh yeah, there was some Pokemon news. I'll talk about Pokemon in a second. I remember the first time I saw Pokemon Sword and Shield, I was like, oh, this looks cool. I might buy it. I might actually buy it. I might even buy both of the games. Like how I did for the one Pokemon game I did buy, which was Pokemon Black and Pokemon White. And honestly, Black and White, those are actually considered to be like great among the Pokemon franchise. And some people even consider it to be the less good Pokemon game. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any say on that, because I'm not a big Pokemon fan. I just own Pokemon Black and White. I watched some of the episodes of the anime, and I didn't watch Pokemon Detective Pikachu yet, but I'm like a low-tier Pokemon fan, okay? But anyways, I digress. Pokemon Sword and Shield showed up. I was like, oh, this looks good. This looks alright. This looks better than Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So, and I didn't buy that. I didn't buy that game. That looked like child garbage. Obviously, Pokemon Sword and Shield has definitely got to be cool, right? So then they showed off a newer direct of it, and then I was like, oh, cool! Look at all these new Pokemon. Look at Wooloo. Look at Sonia. Look at all of the fun stuff that's happening in this game. Look at the freaking I remember people were joking about it before it was revealed, but people were joking about the new Pokemon game looking like Breath of the Wild, and it kind of sort of does almost. It's obviously not like Breath of the Wild, but it looks like similar, pretty much. But I mean, the thing is though, eventually so that direct happened last week, like a few weeks ago or something, I can't forget. Was it last week? I don't know. I'm not interested in Sword and Shield, especially with the fact that I now learned that apparently it doesn't have a national dex, which I guess is, I'm hearing about this on Twitter because apparently in the other Pokemon games you could transfer your Pokemon to your other Pokemon game, and stuff like that, or eventually you could like find an area where you can catch the other Pokemon and stuff like that. And the thing is, apparently they don't have that inside of this game. And so I've seen people cancel their orders of the game. I've seen people all over Twitter saying hashtag bring back National Dex or something like that. And, man, honestly, I just kind of am not interested in Sword and Shield anymore. Just like Sonya and Nessa are literally the only saving graces for that game, in my opinion. Those are the only reasons I would buy the game. And even then, Nessa's a character I would meet like at one point because she's a gym leader. And Sonya's a rival, so I guess she's kind of a consistent thing. But other than that, though, I'm not interested. I could just play Pokemon Black and Pokemon White if I want to on my DS. And I'd get the same experience. I honestly don't need to buy this new game. But, yeah, I'm not interested in the new Pokemon games. Mario Maker 2 is coming out this month. I'm going to buy Mario Maker 2. Maybe expect some videos about it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The Bethesda conference. I totally almost forgot to talk about the Bethesda conference. So the Bethesda conference was actually really interesting. So it had, it wasn't that interesting overall. There were two highlights throughout them all. There was Ghostwire and Doom Eternal. Anyways, Ghostwire, in and of itself, actually looks like a pretty interesting, nice and creepy game. It looks like its story looks cool and stuff. It's about like apparently half of Japan vanishes. What is this, Infinity War? Is this Avengers? Also, there's literally a guy who uses a bow and arrow in Japan. Is this Hawkeye in Endgame? I'm sorry, I'm just such a Marvel fan. But I digress. The person who presented it was named Ikumi Nakamura. Yeah, Nakamura. So Ikumi Nakamura is like the cutest frickin' person ever. Like, it's crazy how frickin' cute she was. She came up, she's Asian, and she came up and she decided to speak English. And she's like, I will speak English. And I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be the cutest thing. And oh my goodness, all of Twitter is blowing up about her and stuff like that. Her frickin' her Twitter page, she's basically like, oh, thank you so much for all the love. Anyways, though, yeah. So Ghostwire was actually a pretty cool part of it, and Ikumi definitely made it whole lot cooler too. Oh, loved it. But anyways, though, Doom Eternal, baby. Oh man, they revealed a collector's edition, which includes the Doom Guy helmet, and I actually like collecting helmets and headgear and stuff from different video games. And when Fallout 76 came out, I didn't buy the collector's edition or anything like that, which had the helmet in it. I didn't even want Fallout 76 in the first place. My brother decided to buy it. Day one, full price. Shaking my head. But anyways, though, I mean, honestly though, I've seen the Fallout 76 helmet in person before, and it looks badass. But the thing is, though, I'm a big Doom fan. I love Doom. Doom is one of my favorite games, like from the recent years, and even like in general, like the older Doom games are fun. But anyways, though, they got like this helmet in the collector's edition, and I'm like, wow, looks cool, looks good. I really want it now. I don't think I've wanted a collector's edition this much since the Sonic Mania collector's edition, which I didn't even get. I'm crossing my fingers. I am going to get this collector's edition. But I do not pre-order. I never pre-order things. I always buy things either day one or in a store, or that's it, really. I just only do that. I never online order games and stuff. I always buy games from the store, or I digitally download them. I'm definitely getting that. That's something that's on my that's like really high on my hype list. Like next to the Smash DLC and a bit below the bought what 2. Breath of the Wild 2 is definitely top hype right now. And Mario Maker 2, like, it's funny, Mario Maker 2 did have a direct a while ago, and it's coming out this month. It's just kind of funny how it just kind of, like, shows up briefly in the direct, and it's just like, oh, hey, we're here. Yeah, Doom. Looks cool. Bethesda's rest of its conference, though, I don't know what the rest of it is, because everybody just said that everything else was underwhelming. I mean, I might have seen another game in it, and that's why, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, whatever. Star Wars. So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was shown off. And I'm not impressed. It doesn't look cool. They said that it would have God of War style combat. I was like, ooh, God of War. So like the new one, right? And it's based off of the new one. Like the combat's is like kind of like using the ideas that the newer God of War has for combat. And the problem is it doesn't look good. Like, the thing is, the way how the main character swings the lightsaber looks slow. It looks like an axe being used. Like how Kratos uses an axe, which is a big, heavy weapon, you know, so it takes a little time. But a lightsaber is light. It should be able to move, like, really quickly. And somebody told me, I had a conversation with somebody, they were like, oh, well, he's a Padawan, so he's going to be slower with it. No, that makes no sense. Padawans are able to use lightsabers really quickly. You remember the scene from Episode 3? Yeah, and then overall, it looks alright. The graphics don't look good at all, which I'm surprised by. EA usually makes pretty good looking graphics for Star Wars games. Battlefront 1 and 2, the best parts about those games is the graphics. And that's the only good part about those games. And now it looks like they're just kind of like, oh, well, we're making a single player game, so we gotta downgrade the graphics. The graphics look so half-baked. They look like freaking cookie dough. Like, what is up with this? This looks worse than Witcher 3, which was a 2015 game. And Witcher 3 looks good. Lego Star Wars. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga was revealed. Honestly, I remember before E3 happened, I was like, oh, hey, what if they remade Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga with updated minifigures? That would be so cool. I constantly told that to myself. I'm like, what if they got remade Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga? They need to do it. And they're basically doing it. They're just doing. It's called Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, and it's going to include 7, 8, and 9, episodes 7, 8, and 9, which I'm so hyped to see. Now, in all honesty, I'm not the biggest fan of the sequels. I don't really. Out of the Star Wars movies, Last Jedi is my least favorite one. I don't like Last Jedi, but I mean, it's still going to be cool though to see that we can be able to play through the games. Through all of the nine episodes. And honestly, I am hoping that Rise of Skywalker is a good movie. Force Awakens is a good movie, by the way. Want to make that clear. I like Force Awakens, actually. It's just that as of right now, as of currently, there's one half of the sequel saga that is good, and the other half is just bad. And now, if they just manage to make 2/3 of it good, then I'll like it. Also, by the way, I like the prequels. And the original trilogy, of course, but that's a given. Yeah, so it's cool to see Lego Star Wars. It's just a brief trailer, and there's some screenshots, but yeah, it looks cool. I might get it. I haven't really bought many Lego games since Lego Dimensions, so it's gonna be cool to see it's gonna be cool to see Lego Star Wars with some updated Lego game engines and stuff. So yeah, can't wait. Anyways, I think I covered just about everything that E3 did. Like as of currently right now. See you in the next video. I might make a video about Breath of the Wild 2, I don't know. Oh yeah, and by the way, please, oh please, look in the description. I have an Indiegogo for an independent movie that I'm making called Soren. And it's, and I want you to, it has more information on the Indiegogo page. So please check it out, and please donate. And if you can't donate, please share. Anyways, that's it for today. Arthur out.